Yeah, I mean, I would say it definitely has to do with the thing that we turned off. Either it's something Supreme Scoreboard related specifically, or something with the mod menu in general.
Yeah, so on the left side we have Yudi playing UEF, and on the right side Tagada also playing UEF. Do you know what the vetoes were this time?
No, they vetoed on stream. Uh, I wasn't really following because that was when everything was getting set up.
I see. So reclaim barely anything on the map.
These rocks in middle are very cool. Look, they got like these trees hugging them.
Yeah, very cute.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Nice
Being
deceivers you can
Carol.
capture and put with your monkeys.
Yes. Yes, knowing chosen, there's probably there's some static, some mobile AA as well, some hover flag, and there's a spirit in the corner,
And the T1 sonar.
and a nice tech one sonar. Wouldn't be a classic
I
chosen map without this.
I think it's kind of cool if you had maps where you had the ability to use like alternate tech that's like these civilian units.
Yeah, there's some maps that tried it, but none of them really hit like the right mark.
Well, most of the time it's more that it's just a bad map rather than it being a
Yeah,
bad
that's
idea.
true. I don't. There's like right next to the bases. It doesn't matter because it's a mirror matchup, but there's like this passageway that has a bit of water in it. Right, it's
Yeah, I
northeast of
see it.
Unis. It's like it's so bad for map design because it will just make some factions so much stronger. Imagine like Aeon, like you're being pushed to there, and you just have that your and your opponent can follow you there.
Imagine the hover, nomad, lab, and scout.
Oh my god. Like the other water in the mid is completely fine, but that one alone is really bad.
There's also the one in the bottom right and top left. That will be quite painful.
Yeah, because it connects to the four maxes basically.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went Cyber and UEF and no one wanted to be Seraphim.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, Cyber makes sense because it is a Mantis map. This is the map where I got absolutely crushed on by Zlo when he went full fucking monkey with Mantis.
Well, yeah, I
Um,
get the Cyber, but I don't understand why you would want UEF over Seraphim if it has these like specific water advantages.
it has the water, but which can be annoying. But I don't
Because
think.
look, these three mechs can die to some
Yeah,
two Zuis patrolling. There's one mechs on the right side that's loose can die to a Zui.
that
I'm
is
pretty
true.
sure you have all these beaches. Like there's a ton of mexes that are just outlying on the ocean, and like all the way at the bottom, there's like three mechs with like this little beachhead that like pokes in. One Zui there kills all three of those mexes too. And then
Yeah,
you have all these
I
water
mean,
ponds where Zui can sit in.
I know it can be very annoying, but pillars.
And
I
pillars
guess.
give you that much of a benefit though.
I'm not sure. SR, you have Vilshi's too, of course. And if it goes into the Tech 3 stage, Titans will be so much stronger on this type of map than anything Sarah related. But then again, it's not really a Tech 3. I've barely ever seen this map gone into the Tech 3 stage. The only time is when I saw Blast play this map, but that's self-evident. Then the game took an hour, so.
Yeah, this map seems to be positional and winning an advantage by denying expansions and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's basically a 20-kilometer monkey map. I mean, it's not really 20 kilometers because the outside is really, played. I mean, tiny bit, but not by a lot. So early expansions, Yudi is actually no. Tagada and Yudi are both moving to the same expansion with the ASU, so that may cause some issues. Yeah, that goes both for max locations. Actually, I think Tagada is going for the one that maybe. I mean, he has the 3 max location that he indirectly defends by going for this one. Maybe it makes more
It is
sense.
so painful for both of them to provide reinforcements. I cannot tell who's going to have the more miserable time reinforcing that fight. Because Yuri has to do this like weird like K turn all around this mountain over here to get to it, and then Tagada has this weird S choke point over here.
Yeah. It's very awkward, but it's kind of sad that they both went to the same side because that may quickly end the game. UD is being a lot more aggressive on the bottom, but
Well,
there's some.
Tagada sent 2 labs and they killed both of the engineers, I think.
Oh, there I see them. I mean, at the bottom right side. But yeah, he's actually those engineer labs did create that amount of damage. Actually, yeah, with both being UEF, I'm surprised Judy didn't make any labs. Labs seem like they're super strong on this type of map. I wonder if Judy saw Tagada's ACU because you know he has a scout, but it's not really patrolling in the right places. I think this is a map where you should rush some early air scouts to just patrol and see any raids come through because you know, there's not. If you patrol like one at the top, one at the bottom, and then just have a tech on scout in mid, you can basically see a lot, most of the attacks.
Everyone's development on the bottom half has been cut off. Yuri just bombed the 2 engineers from Tagada, and Tagada killed the 2 engineers with the labs.
Yeah.
So now it's a question of how much do I send to not lose immediately with this ACU combat?
Well, here's the thing: Tagada has way more units, and Yudi needs to retreat because Tagada has 3 factories on the right there, spamming tanks, and Yudi has nowhere near that amount.
Yuri sent his first grouping to the south, that's why.
I know. Okay, both of them have a transport out, but Yuri needs to run. He might be
Can
dead.
Yuri get in?
Yeah, he should be able to. It looks like he should be able to.
I don't think you can get in on the one that's more yellow tinted, but like that little chasm between the 2 mountains, I think you can get in on that.
I think he can get in here. No, the ASU doesn't want to go in there.
I can't tell if that's because of that or because of the tanks.
Yeah.
Yep, he can't get in there.
Oh, maybe he can. He's,
no,
yeah,
no,
he
does
can,
want
he
to
can,
get
he
in.
can. Oh my god, this is what I was gonna say. Like,
If he
you
made,
can,
if he made an
just end
OC,
here. Yeah, but you know it's still horrible for Yudi because he just loses all his HU HP. Tagada gets the 4-max location, and Yudi gets nothing out of it. That's the issue.
well, he did force like literally everything from Tagada to go north.
Yeah, but it was a major success for Tagada because he secured his expansion. I guess Judy sent an engineer to the bottom right and is securing that. Although this one lab is still alive south of his base, funnily
Yeah,
enough.
there's a tank that's been idle there since it killed everything.
So I guess if Judy secures the bottom, it will be fine. He will be a bit later than Tagada though, but he did just.
He's gonna use the other engineer to the lab because he forgot about it.
No, that's not good.
Unless he notices it while the lab is hitting the mechs.
Oh, he
Okay,
retreats
he
it.
retreated the lab.
That means he noticed. That means he's.
And now the tank's coming back.
Yeah. Okay. Yuri kinda. He sent a big raid to the bottom right instead of keeping to defend his 4-max location. That's a bit of a blunder because there's nothing to raid there. This one lab though, it denies those maxes for so long. This is a map, like this is really a slow map. Just random raids, random bombs all over the place. That's kinda how you do this map. Yuri is attacking at the top, but this I feel is gonna be a giant mass nation. Unless he manages to go south.
Unless you can retreat back in there. Yeah,
but the mountain is gonna screw up the pathfinding. Look at that. Look at those tanks. Oh man. Oh no. You shift G'd like behind the mountain, so they all have issues getting around. Although Tagada doesn't really chase them. Those tanks are still stuck there. Oh, they lost the movement command somehow. Yeah, he just lost like 10 tanks there for free, basically. Tagada is gonna push on further. Probably gonna get an ACU upgrade soon. I'm not sure if it will just go straight for the main base. That's also annoying. Like, you can hide your ACU in the ponds in front of the main base.
I don't think you can. That doesn't look deep enough.
Actually, you might be right there. Drop from Tagada on the bottom right, but there's a PD in the factory, so that shouldn't work. Yudi is doing the same drop to the top right, but Tagada does the exact same thing, so that shouldn't work either. But the 4max expansion on the mid-south side of the map is still untaken, because it just dies to a raid. And that's 4 extra mixes that Yudi doesn't have.
Tagada has 15 factories. What does Yudi have? 11 in terms of land factories.
And Tagada is not stalling mass. Yudi is kind of stalling E. But like his position with his ACU, he needs to abandon that, because he doesn't have, like, if his ACU was full HP, he could probably defend, but right now, that's nowhere near the case. And this does not look great. I think he has to rush either Tech 2 or Nano at some point and then get gun. Or do like something air related, perhaps. Because air can also be quite strong on the map, considering how awkward all the passageways are. You can raid with air quite easily.
I do believe he has more interceptors. What is it? It is 20 interceptors for Yudi against 20 for Tagada. It's actually completely equal. But he has more scale in terms of factories. He's got that. He's got this really nicely ringed Hydro with the 3 air factories. Tagada has 2.
Saves him quite a bit of power with that, but okay, Yudi does have a decent fight now, but there's lots of reinforcements from Tagada coming, and Yudi has no intel on them, so if he doesn't retreat, and I think it's already too late, yeah, he's gonna lose that fight now with Tagada's reinforcements. And this does not look great. But Tagada has a factory there, and he's gonna try to get most of the reclaim. Some annoying raid on the bottom of Tagada's base, but killed 2 maxes, but didn't do a lot else.
They're about to fight air, and this air fight will probably decide the next phase of the game.
Yeah, Yudi is going in. Okay, he locked him. Okay.
It's 25 against 21. Yudi should have the, and Yudi gets a
yeah, he also gets
out of the fog of war.
Not all of Tagada's intis were here, I think. So. Ooh,
no, that is all his air.
Okay, well that's pretty decisive for Yudi. So something goes in his way. Not the most decisive air fights. I mean, he did win it, but like 12 inti advantage is not like that big. And he doesn't have, like, he is building from those 3 air factories, but he doesn't have any setup to.
He actually went Tech 2 land Yudi.
Oh, true. That's interesting.
I think that's actually pretty anti-synergistic with what just happened.
He's shifting all his tanks on top of Tagada's ACU. But, you know, it must be. What is the plan here?
I don't. Did he know his ACU was there?
I'm massively confused. Yuri with the classic shift G orders. Okay, that was very weird. But meanwhile, like Yuri now almost has an even amount of tanks on where Tagada's ACU is, but on the bottom right side he's massively outnumbered, and he has no PD in place, so he will just be overrun there because Tagada sent all his new reinforcements there. And there is the tech to land, gonna make pillars, but you know, Yuri's ACU is still out of the frame.
To me, it feels like Yudi has to start thinking in terms of the next 2 minutes rather than in terms of the next 8 minutes, and for that, it's gonna have to be about taking advantage of Tagada's like really aggressive ACU placement.
Oh wait, where's Tagada's ACU? So you might be dead.
Yeah,
although,
see, yeah, this is what he had to do.
Although Yudi has to be careful that he's not gonna get.
He's got 6 T1 bombers. That will kill the ACU in like 30 seconds.
He needs to be careful though to not kill his own units. But he needs to. He's not really focusing the ACU too well with his army, but also
he doesn't
air
want
is
to
in the
because
position.
he's scared of his own air.
But yeah,
and he lost the bomb.
I think he should have gone in with all his tanks and then go in with the bombers. But
yeah.
This is not gonna work. Oh, look at that OC. He just OC'd 6 tanks at once. And Tagada got the vet as well. I think this was a kill, honestly. But I think Yuri misplayed it brutally.
It could have been a kill, and it could have also been a draw if his ACU came in with it as well.
Yeah, but the
just for
reason
that.
why Tagada was alone was because he was chasing Yuri's ACU with his units
Oh
on the
yeah,
left.
that is true.
So there was no way for Yuri's ACU to be in this fight. But right now Tagada has how much? Like 10 AA, Tech 1 AA on that side. He's not gonna die to Tech 1 bombers. And now the pillars show up.
Yeah, the big mistake there was going Tech 2 land, really. If he had Tech 2 air instead in that situation and was able to make some gunships or, well, Janus or anything, then I think that would have had no problem succeeding. Or even if he didn't go Tech 2 land and had, 1,200 more mass and tanks.
Yeah, that's well, the thing is, going Tech to land, it is like in this case it wasn't particularly the best move, I think, but it
Well, he
isn't
did it
like
because he had to find an advantage.
it is still quite a logical move normally, right? So it's especially as UEF. Like, it's not like, the funny thing is, he never really was behind on Tagada on Massincom. Now he is, because he lost the bottom side, but for quite a long time he was even on Massincom with Tagada, even though it looked very bad for him for a long time.
Well, the thing is, he becomes even with securing stuff, but he's always like on the verge of being 8 mass behind and stuff like that as he's rebuilding, because Tagada has so much unit presence that he can never consistently maintain the mass income, and it's hard for him to challenge Tagada's mass income in the same way.
Well, I think it was a lot closer than you thought. He was only fluctuating like roughly 6 mass, like between 0 and like 6 mass below Tagada, and they were both on like 60-ish income. It's because these two Tech Bomb mixes on the top left, Tagada never got them at the bottom
Dodged
right.
all those bombers.
Oh my god, yeah. And I think we're gonna see Yudi quit any moment now. Just going Tech Bomb bombers only. Look at the build power on the Tech Bomb bombers. But yeah, I think like the Tech 2 lands. I mean, if he invested more into either units or air, he maybe could have sniped Tagada's ASU, but you shouldn't have relied on that, right? Like, it's because Tagada mispositions his ASU and his units, but you shouldn't like base your game plan about something as unreliable as that. So I don't think the Tech 2 lands was that bad of a move. I think especially with the air win, I mean, you probably started the Tech to HQ long before, but Tech to air would have been a lot better to go for a Janus spam or maybe even a gunship snipe, even if it's UEF gunships. Especially considering Tagada's ACU positioning, but aside from that, I feel like it also could maybe have been prevented if. I mean, overall, he had quite a lot of inefficient trades for quite a few moments, and like the fact that the bottom got overwhelmed, like he was kind of being aggressive instead of just trying to sit on that Nexus. That 4-max expansion, he lost that for quite a long time as well, and because he just tried it to raid and just abandoned it without having a PD or factory setup in place. And like, even though he lost that ASU fight and his ASU was low HP, it's not like Tagada's ASU was really, you know, gonna be super aggressive after that. Like, he loses the 4-max location expansion, but if he wins the bottom one, it's still even. And he kind of won it, but then he just didn't properly defend it. I think that was a big issue.
Ooh, DeRosa, that'll be fun.
Ooh, that will be fun.
I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna drink.
Okay.